guys, it's Sarah, and I am here with my last layout using the Not Just for Boys November kit. Before we get started, I'm turning on a podcast that I wanted to let you guys know about. I am listening to the Scrappy Sisters podcast. This is by two scrapbookers, and they are doing a podcast where they're just talking about things. And I think this one in particular was about December Daily. They did like a December Daily roundtable, and it was fantastic. So if you guys have not checked out that podcast, I'll leave a link down below. But you can search for it. I listen through my iPhone, so it's I just go to the podcast app. But definitely something good for scrapbookers if you're missing some good scrapbooking podcasts and stuff. It's fantastic. I've really been enjoying that podcast. Okay, so I am making my last layout here using this kit, and I'm going to do these two pictures here. Now, Kaylin has been wanting to get into baking a little bit more. She's been asking to make some more things, so we have let her kind of go a little bit. We're trying to let go of the control, which is really hard for me to do, especially in the kitchen, but she made this apple pie, and she made it using a recipe she has in a cookbook that she used her own money to buy. And I did have to help her with this one a little bit more. She's made a couple things from it where I didn't really have to help her that much. But with the apple pie, we had to peel the apples and cut them, and it was definitely much more labor intensive than she's done before. So she did ask me for some help, especially, peeling the apples and stuff. But other than that, she pretty much did everything by herself, and she did a great job. And then at the end, with some leftover dough from the crust, she made a little pie sign and put it on top, which was really cute. So she called it her apple pie pie. And it was delicious. And then I took this picture of her while we were cutting the apples and stuff. It was just a funny picture she wanted me to take. So I'm going to go ahead and document this here. Now, I pulled out some cardstock from my stash, just something that would go along with the colors in the kit here so I could mount my pictures on them. And then for the pie, I had to cut it down a little bit, which was fine. I wanted it to be a little bit more square anyway, so I just cut it down to it's a little bit bigger than 4x4. And then I'm going to use some Distress ink from Tim Holtz to ink the edges of a couple of these papers here. And I think... I don't remember the name of it. I think it's something honey. I don't remember the name, but it's something that goes nicely with these yellows that are in the papers here. So these are all from the kit, all of these papers here. I'm just going to kind of lay things out, and this comes together pretty quickly. I didn't think too much about where things were going to go. They just kind of happened, so that's really nice when that happens. And I like the way that this ends up looking. And I definitely wanted to bring in some of that green because the apples that Kaylin is holding up on our eyes they were green apples. So it was nice to kind of bring in that green there too. Now for my title, I am using the Pinkfresh Studio alphabet stickers, and I'm going to spell out apple pie, but I'm going to spell it like the P-I. And then I'm going to put everything down. So when I put these two P's down, they overlap onto the picture. However, I'm going to end up moving those up because they kept popping up on the top because they're not laying flat. So they weren't sticking very well, being just put down like that. So after I fiddle with it a little bit and keep trying to push them down, I was like, I'm just going to shift them up a little bit. And I actually really like the way that they end up looking. So it's a nice little happy accident. As you can see, these are not going to stay. So I pushed them up so they're now laying flat completely and they're sticking. So I do like the way that looks. Okay, so I pulled out a wood veneer hexagon that says together, and that is an add-on from the shop. So that one is really cute. And I put together because, I did help her with this pie as much as she would let me. She wanted to do most of it herself, but I did help her, so... And then I'm stamping onto this cardstock sticker, and I'm using the stamps from the kit, and I stamped out Proud of You because she did a really great job, and that apple pie was delicious. And then from the packaging from the stamp on the back side, it actually had these sentiments here, and one of them I think says proud. I think that says proud of you, or it says something. I don't remember what it says. Oh, this was perfect. That's what it says. So I'm going to use that down here as well. But I'm going to go ahead and put the proud of you up on top next to her picture, and then work on some of my layers here. So I'm going to use a label. I'm going to use some green. I wanted to bring in some more green since the apple is green and I have green paper and everything. So I'm going to use this label here and then kind of overlap this was perfect, and I'm just cutting it down a little bit so it fits nicely within that label there, and it's going to overlap onto the picture as well. And I do really like the way that looks. And then I'm going to use this apple sticker here, which was kind of the inspiration for this layout, to make sure, you know, I used these pictures with this kit because there is an apple there. So that was perfect. Then I'm going to use the other piece of that label and just kind of stick it over here. And I'm just trying to figure out what else I want to use here. I'm going to use this large piece here for my journaling. So I'm going to go ahead and do the journaling first just to make sure everything's going to fit on there. And then I'm going to use it down there and have kind of the angles meet up with the angles on the wood veneer there. They're not perfect. They don't match up, you know, perfectly parallel or whatever, but it's good enough. So I was trying to match them up perfectly, but then one of them would have been crooked. So that's okay. And I'm using some red line tape because these are pretty thick wood veneers here, so I just want to make sure they're not going to fall off. So I'm using some red line tape. And I'm going to use this little piece here that says warm and cozy. And I have another piece up there. I don't remember what that says, but you'll see it up in the close-ups here. And then I'm going to use the Nuvo drops that came in the kit here. So these are a translucent, but they have kind of a bluish tint to them. So it's going to tie in nicely with the background paper. And I'm going to use these just like enamel dots. And I'm just going to make one kind of larger one and then two smaller ones. And they come out really nicely. I really like the way that these end up looking. And then that's going to be it. That is my layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. If you have not checked out the Not Just for Boys kit, please do. And I will have their website linked down below. And I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.